Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM22 story, The Head Coach, with me, Daniel. It's part 31 today and we are back for a surprise. The two runaway leaders go head to head. We are second behind Notts County, our first opponents. We then face Stockport, expected to be near the top, but actually down in 19th place. And that isn't even the main story, because Kevin Wilkin has redeemed himself. And not only that, he's possibly become the greatest director of football in our history. Pat Nevin had the crown until a few moments ago, but Kevin Wilkin might have just taken it. You can judge for yourselves in a moment. So if you're looking forward to finding out what all means of craziness has been going on here, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from two long-term stories. An awful lot harder at the moment over in the Hemel Hempstead save. You can catch up with that one again tomorrow. But this is virtually unexplainable. Honestly, the amount of crazy results, the amount of dominance we've had is just bizarre. But there are signs in the last few games that that's gradually going to go. We've had a brilliant start. We've played a few of the weaker sides in the league too. But our record against the top ones is pretty good. Let's go and have a look, firstly though, at the transfer news. Because Kevin Wilkin, regardless of what else happens, has stolen the show now. Let's start. So it's as simple as this. 3 players have come in since the last episode. They are all central midfielders. One of them we saw the bid was going in for last time around. The other 2 have strengthened the squad as well. It's the middle one though from Charlton, Brandon Haynes, who I think is both underrated star ability wise and possibly the signing that turns us from maybe surviving relegation, maybe finishing lower mid-table, to being playoff contenders. Even after this strong start, I would have still banked on us to slide until that second man came in at the end of August. First things first though, Nathan McKenna there was already a bid in for. Took a long time for him to agree, but he eventually came in. A natural left back, centre midfielder and versatile elsewhere. 2.5 star ability, now 3 star in fact there. I think in centre midfield, 2.5 star ability, 5 star potential. 18-year-old on loan from Pompey. They're asking for 550 quid a week, so he's not the cheapest signing we've ever had, but an electric engine, brilliant stamina, great natural fitness, works his backsides off, and that makes up for anything else he might lack physically in terms of pace and strength, in terms of height, and in terms of technical ability too. He's the hard worker that every team needs. He is actually pretty decent passing the ball. He's a good crosser. He's not bad with set pieces as a backup option. And mentally, he's just so strong for an 18-year-old. Fairly professional personality. We've mentioned that he works hard, but he's determined to. He's a good decision maker. A lot of the attributes I look for, and he's got them. Never going to be a fullback in my book because he's not quick, his positioning's atrocious, and he can't really tackle. But everything else is there. I'm really happy with him. The second one is the man that meant we've got technical class in the team. We had McKenna, we had TJ Bramble, but last year in Zach Smith, I know not a great player in terms of star rating, but we had a player who could pass the ball, who could take a free kick, who had that bit of vision that none of our others had. Well, Brandon Haynes, on loan, is stunning. I mean stunning. 3.5 star ability. How is he not more than that to start with? How is he not the best player at the club by a country mile? Because he's ridiculous. Natural fitness, 19. But more importantly, passing 13, technique 13, long shots 11, good dribbler, good finisher. Mentally, he's ridiculous for an 18-year-old kid. He looks to me like a wonder kid. He's the sort of player, if I was a Premier League side, I'd think, oh, at 18, he's not bad. Let's go and have a look at him. Maybe not got the turn of pace or that agility, but he's a stunning footballer. He's playing in that central midfield role for us. He's got 2 assists in his first 4 games, as you can see at the bottom. He's something else, that kid. He's already played 2 games for Charlton. What a player. As soon as I saw the offer for this man, I went, we have got a real chance this season. So Kevin Wilkin certainly redeeming what he did last year, and maybe this is why he was saving the money, because he knew we could do this if we went up. The third one came in last week, not such a great player, but a really good squad addition. Harry Noon from Bromley, 32-year-old centre mid and holding midfielder, 2 star ability. He's not the best physically, he's declining a bit there, but again, decent on the ball, decent long shots, first touch, and okay mentally. Really solid, experienced midfielder, has played lots of games in the National League and the EFL in his past. In fact, he was at Cheltenham after they went up, so mainly EFL football. I've got no problems with players like him being in the squad because it just means if we do have that little injury crisis, we do have those cup games coming up, we can focus on keeping players fit and still having good replacements in. So we were 3 midfielders short last time out, we've got 3 in. I think the rest of the squad is pretty strong. That suggestion would be backed up by the results, which have just been ridiculous. You were with me as we battered Chorley. We played the relegation favourites Boreham Wood after that. 4-0 win at home, a Harvey Nibbs hat-trick and Andy Appan got one. A 2-0 win at Salford, which was possibly a surprise. Jake McCarthy and TJ Bramble getting the goals there. A 1-0 win against Oldham, you guessed it, a Lucas Ness header in a day where we were pretty poor. A 4-1 win away at Eastleigh. Kadua, Everett, Ola Adabomi and Harvey Nibbs, the goal scorers. A 1-1 draw against Stevenage. We were pegged back after a Kadua early second half goal. And in this game against Dagenham, arguably the one that gave me the most confidence. Just look at it. We were 2-0 down at half time. We came flying out the traps and at the 81-minute mark got back on level terms with Kadua and Nibbs getting one each. They then went up the other end and scored a third. We thought, maybe this isn't our day. And Harvey Nibbs in the 88th nicked a goal, 2 off the bench. And I think that's the difference this year. We've now got to a position where Harvey Nibbs is sitting on the bench. TJ Bramble's there. We've got 3 or 4 really top players. Even Hoffer, who was bought in the summer, is a really solid player at this level. We've got strength in depth. We've got quality all over the park. And I'm really starting to feel confident. We backed up those 2 draws with back-to-back wins. Okay, the margins are getting narrower. It was a late penalty from Jake McCarthy against Yeovil, and away from home against Spennymoor, it was a late winner from Lucas Ness in the air after Ryan Hansen had put us level. But we're still winning games, we're still playing really well, and we've got such a strong squad. We come up against Notts County, who are the runaway leaders today. They're 2 points ahead of us, we're the only 2 unbeaten in the league. And somebody's O is probably going to go, so we'll see which one it is. Stockport County follow up, a poor start, but not lost many games, just too many draws for them. And even with all of that, we've had to deal with injury problems. Matt Everett has missed a few games. We've had odd little players out here and there. Everyone's back to fitness now though. Everyone's looking pretty good. And with 1 game a week for the next couple, we should have a chance to just rest a few. Of course, the FA Cup kicks in soon, the FA Trophy likewise. But I'm really excited for the future with Dover. Kevin Wilkin has given me a very good National League squad. And I can't complain with anything he's done. So let's go and get into the fixtures. Our first game is at home to Notts County. First v second, Notts County of course are a ridiculous side. They're professional, they've got players on big money. Not got many season ticket holders, which seems a little bit harsh. But look at their top earners. £3 a week, 2.3. Isaac Buckley Ricketts, a former hero for me on this channel. But are these players much better than the ones we've got? Only a little is my answer to that. Rodell Richards is the man to watch out for. He's an EFL standard player. But apart from that, I think we've got a chance. And if we can stay unbeaten after this game, we're in one hell of a position. So let's go and get into it. Let's pick our 11 for today. Rotation, very much the flavour of the month. So let me pick this team and we'll be back in a minute to run through our strongest 11. So for today's game, we've had a couple of decisions to make. Because as you can see from the lineup, Lucas Ness and Gideon Kadua not quite match fit. We've had a run of games in the last couple of weeks, which has been hard to keep up with. We've now got 1 a week, so I feel I can risk them from the start. And we've got quality on the bench if we need it. The likes of TJ Bramble, Sweeney, who was the first choice left back last year. Nibbs is the top scorer this season. He's going to start this one on the bench. Hoffer and the new signing Harry Noon strengthening the midfield. But we've just got a team where everyone knows their roles. McKenna's not going to be the standout, but for 70 minutes each game, he runs his heart out as a box-to-box, and then the likes of Noon or McCarthy or Bramble can come on and do that job at the end. Fresh legs in key areas. We've got real quality throughout. We've got real height throughout. And even those that have come in, I mean, bar the midfield too, Haynes is still 6'1", which is something we forget as well. It's only really McKenna, who's 5'9", and Everett, who's 5'11". Everett's taking the set pieces and he comes back in today, so it doesn't really make a difference. And McKenna is the one man who we can leave out, but he works so hard. If you put him on the edge of the box, he'll run, he'll close down. And he's got real ability to get back. So I'm absolutely in love with the side we've got here. The team that will start this game, though, is Matthew Hall between the sticks. Become a bit of an unsung hero here, it's got to be said. Cowan and Andy Appan the fullbacks with Packway alongside Ness as centre-half. Cowan doing really well. Andy Appan had a rest in midweek. We've got Hansen in the holding role, really much more comfortable in that position. Haynes and McKenna at the midfield too. And then Kadua, Everett and Adabomi the front three, with top scorer Nibbs dropped to the bench. He missed a penalty last game, just tiring a little, and he hasn't quite got the engine that Adabomi's got. So that's why we've made that decision. Let's go and get into the game though and see if it's the right one. If we are going to lose a game, we'd expect it to be this. If we stay unbeaten, I start to believe big time. So 2 centre midfielders you're going to see for the first time today, potentially a third off the bench too. In terms of the team, it's Andy Appan and Everett in. It's Harvey Nibbs and Jaden Sweeney out. It's an excellent Notts County side. The experience, the skipper in goal, Bishop, the likes of Ed Francis, a former hero of mine off camera before, Isaac Buckley-Ricketts the same. In fact, both of those featured very heavily in that save archive we did just before FM22, looking back to York City. They're two that were absolute gems in that one. Rodell Richards is brilliant up front. We experienced that with Ballymena on Twitch last year. Now let's see if we can hold Notts County. Anything other than a defeat here, and I believe we're going to get in the playoffs this season. And with a quiet 10 minutes gone, we see a long ball over the top towards Adabomi. Not quite made it. Haynes trying to unlock that door though, something we didn't have since Zach Smith left. As Haynes chips it up again, Adabomi just about beaten to it. But they're the signs I like. I don't mind if he gives away the ball, because he's doing what we haven't had in the first few weeks of the season. Albeit we're not scoring as many now, as McKenna gets down the left-hand side. That's a penalty kick. Francis brings him down. Haynes is now the best penalty taker on the pitch too, which just adds another string to his bow. Unless he misses it, of course. 2 assists, but no goal for us so far. How confident are you feeling? Come on, Haynes. Up he steps. Oh, lovely. Strokes it into the bottom corner. It was never in doubt. Keeper went the right way, but it's right into the corner. And it's his first goal for Dover Athletic. We talked him up big time at the start of the episode, and he's delivered for me straight away. Are we title contenders with this team? Look at Bradley Haynes, and the fact that behind Andy Appan, another summer signing, he's not actually the best player at the club. That gives me confidence. If I was a League 2 club and Haynes signed, I'd be very excited. At the moment, I'm beside myself with joy. As Snedeker comes down the left-hand side. Chance to cross into the back post. Andy Appan gets it away. That height of the back post really helping. Welch Hayes on the right wing. Notts County are always going to be a threat here. They've got quality and Buckley-Ricketts out wide. In towards Richard and Snedeker. And there is the goal. His first of the season. And that's just too good. This is the one game I don't expect to get anything. And we're putting up a fight. 25 gone. It's all square at 1 apiece. I've got to say, with 5 to the break, I've just gone and looked at Snedeker's profile. Possibly the best young player in the National League. Unbelievable talent. I'm not quite as upset now. As Buckley-Ricketts released down the right again. Loads in the middle. Richards one of them. Great defending from Ness and Pakpe. And it's away as far as Adabomi down the left-hand side. He beats his man, wins the throw. That's exceptional centre-forward play. Nothing exciting. Nothing that's going to make him stand out. But just pushing the team up the park. We've got tired legs at the break. We have been a better side in terms of shots on target. Everything else pretty much level. So let's get into the second half. We'll give it another 20 minutes or so and then we'll make some changes. But really positive. We're competing with the best sides in the league. And that 20 minutes has flown by without incident. So I think it's time we make some changes. We've got decisions to make defensively. But the first 2 and the regular 2 this season, Everett's for his first game back, so Adabomi out to the left, Nibbs up front, the top scorer coming on. Hoffa on the right for Kadua, who was struggling pre-match. Now, we can bring on Noon for a debut in place of Hansen, or we can bring on the likes of TJ Bramble, which I think is what I'm going to opt for. Cowan off, Bramble on. We're actually upgrading the team according to the star ratings. I don't quite agree with that assessment, but still, it's like for like. 25 to go, 3 fresh legs. Let's see if it can help us out. As Parks takes the throw-in. Notts County, they are the professional side. They've got top-class talent. And that's not the best goalkeeping from Matthew Hall. Yes, it went through bodies. Yes, it was a difficult one to adjust too late. But it's 2-1 to the visitors. And let's be fair, they're going to win the title. Take away us, they're 10 points clear of everyone else already. Hoffa puts a free kick in though. Out to the back post to Nibbs. Don't know why I said free kick, meant cross. But it's just over the bar. The top scorer causing a threat though. And we're still creating stuff in this game. It's not over by any means. Might be if they get a third though, as they work back to Francis, the man who gave away that early penalty, back to Astley, the sub-centre half. He goes down the right. Buckley-Ricketts has been absolutely phenomenal here. Back to Francis again. Notts County growing into the game, looking comfortable on the ball. Look how many fans we've got in though. That's a lovely thing to see after last season. Humphreys at the back to Maris. He's got options wise. Snedeker scored the first. He's cutting in with it. What a player he is. Look at the twists and turns. And it's just over the bar. It was a fabulous bit of work, but doesn't quite go in. Just over 10 to go. We're going to have to think about going more aggressive. We are going to go attacking. We are going to push the lads forwards, but I'm not sure that it's going to be enough. Into 4 minutes of stoppage time, we have been humbled by the side at the top of the league. But if you'd have told me it was going to take to the 10th game to lose, and it would be against the favourites for promotion, I would have absolutely bitten your arm off for it. 1-2 is the final score. We couldn't hold on, but so many positive signs. Now let's get back to winning ways against Stockport and prove we're best of the rest. Well, this is a nice surprise ahead of the second match day. The start to the season has obviously got the Dover board perked up because they have offered us a new deal. Now, I don't remember what I'm earning at the moment, and I want to see if anyone's interested in me, because I would suggest that's why they're looking. No, 600 quid a week, Ron. They're offering a 725. I mean, we'd be an idiot to turn this down. So let's go and negotiate for it. We've still only got to fight bravely against relegation. They're offering us a big deal. Really big deal. So let's get that up to 800 quid a week. And we'll see if we can really milk it. We have. So after 10 games of the new season and 12 games since we signed our last new contract, we have been offered a £200 a week pay rise. What a perfect start to the season. We'll be back in a minute for Stockport, which is 2.5 hours from kickoff. While the board are happy we've signed a new deal, they might regret it if we lose to 20th place Stockport, one of the favourites for promotion and the playoffs early in the season, but they haven't delivered so far. For us though, we're in dreamland. Anything we can get out of these games is positive. We're almost halfway to surviving already. We're getting really good results. Now let's see what team we can pick today. We'll be back in a minute to run through our 11. So just the one change for me in the end, and it's a straight swap up front. Harvey Nibbs, the top scorer, back in. Adabomi, just going to take a sit out in this one. I'm really pleased with how the squad's doing. Even against Notts County, we competed with the best in the league. So 10 of the 11 the same, only the striker changes. Now let's see against a side that have started poorly if we can deliver the goods on the road. It's still a very good Stockport team. The likes of Quigley, Southam Hale still here. Barkley, a really good defender. Grimshaw in goal's not bad, and they've got some quality on the bench. It's a good side. They've not started well for whatever reason, but they've certainly got the ability to push up the league. We've got Matt Everett motivated, so let's get into the first half. It's that 4-2-3-1 again though, just causing us a little bit of trouble at the moment. And with another quiet 12 minutes at the start, it's a big goal kick, or free kick, sorry, from the Stockport keeper. All the way through to Ness, who plays a 1-2 with Cowan. I'm still opting for him at fullbacks. He's better defensively and he's better in the air as it's long towards Haynes. He loses out in the middle, but he gets it the second time around. Tireless work from the two very fit young players in the middle of midfield. Here's Pakpay at centre-half. Not had a bad start at the club at all. I mean, you can't say you have when you're second in the league. As Hansen gets it up to Haynes. Lovely turn. Goes wide to Kadua, who's much fitter today. Haynes turns again and finds Nibbs. Up to Kadua. It's excellent football. There's a man spare in the middle. It falls for Harvey Nibbs. And he shoots from 20 yards just over the bar. But really encouraging signs yet again. We're giving as good as we've got against top sides. That's all you can ask for. So it's a throw on the right for Stockport again. Down to the corner flag for Whitfield. Back to Hamilton, to Bell. He's been earmarked as the danger man pre-match, but it's into Quigley who scores. Looked offside and the flag does go up. We survive, but a few worrying signs from open play. Well, all the way through to half-time, nothing's happened. We've only had one shot on target in the whole game, and this is a really good effort from us. We're playing against a professional side. If we can get another point on the road, get the unbeaten run starting again, then great news. We've got a very big team from set pieces though, and Kadua tries to go up. Headed away as far as Haynes. On the edge of the box, completely unmarked. Rattles the woodwork with a great strike. Comes out to Nibbs on the left wing, but he was offside. We've got to say though, this high-octane pressing game that we're trying to play is really working now. We've got fit players, particularly in midfield. We've got a squad that is stronger than it was last year. We've got a lot of hype from set pieces. So in so many of the key facets of the game, we have got a very good opportunity. The problem is we've not quite got the quality in open play across the board. We have, though, got a free kick on the right, which is going to delay my subs. Everett puts it in, Ness with the header. And there you go. If you're a solid team and you're great from set pieces, you've always got a chance. Quarter of the game to go, 1-0 Dover. It's our first shot on target of the match. Let's go and make some subs. So we mentioned earlier with Nathan McKenna, 70 minutes, run your heart out. TJ Bramble comes on like for like. We've also got the option to take off Kadua or Nibbs. And I might, just for now, take off Kadua on the right. No, we're going to do Nibbs first. Add a Bomi on for him. We'll make the last sub in 5 or 10 minutes. We just want to see it out for a while. And I feel Kadua's presence on the break could make the difference. Right, Everett has it on the left wing. 12 minutes to go. I am thinking about that final change. You can see I was poised on it, but we'll wait for this highlight first. As Everett cuts in from the left to Bramble, the sub. He finds Everett again. Got an overlap from Andy Appan, but goes alone. Gets to the byline. Great cross for Adabomi. And it's another goal in the air. But it's a brilliant one. It's well worked. It's a lovely goal from open play. But having a big physical side, it's not something I've often done in FM. I've not ever focused on having a team of tall players or a team of fit players. It's not always been my top priority, but this year it's worked a treat, and our director of football's delivered it for us, and we've made sure we fit a tactic around them, as Andy Appan to Everett. Can be the beauty of the head coach. You stumble upon a tactic that you would never normally use, or a style of play, and it can become habit for the future. Just proves there's more than one way of winning, doesn't there? As Andy Appan goes back to pack play again. Look how composed we are on the ball when we go a couple up as well. Haul over the top towards Adabomi. You saw even in the games we drew, we come back from losing positions quite often. We've only, against Notts County, surrendered a winning one. As Hoffer gets it on the right wing. The young sub, just getting little cameos at the moment. I'm waiting for the right moment to really let him off the leash. But he might have won us a red card there. Brough is on a yellow already. He's going to get a second. And it's going to be 10 men for Stockport. Surely game over. And just continues to show what a good side we are. Bar Notts County and maybe Crawley, who are a couple behind, we are a top-class side in this league. And I wouldn't put off the top 7 with the additions that have been made. As Hoffer on the right, again, good effort at goal. I think he caught Grimshaw out going early there. It's tipped wide of the post. It will be a corner kick. Be a lovely way to finish if we could get a third. Everett with a chance to cross. Outswinging delivery. Loads of runs at the front post. Ness is up. It's away as far as Collar, and we're under pressure there. We see it off comfortably. 4 minutes of stoppage time up. Stockport 0, Dover 2. Back to winning ways. A stunning display. And what an episode. We competed with the best side in the league. We beat another one of the playoff contenders. And our director of football has given us a brilliant squad. I'm about as happy as you can be in the head coach. Well, Notts County lost at home to Crawley, so the top 3 has really tightened up now. I just want to mention quickly before we go the other good news. Ola Adabomi, don't know if we mentioned it earlier in the episode, has now signed a proper deal again for 2.5 years. Only 21, got improvement in him. So the director of football is really turning it on this year. Got a lot of work done quite early on, and we're in a good position to compete. What we're going to do in terms of coming back, this plan might be scuppered a little bit, because there's obviously FA Cup qualifying. If we get through and get a big first round tie, we'll show that. But my plan for now is 2 out of 3 games between Chesterfield, Crawley and Harrogate. Crawley right behind us in 3rd. Harrogate started in League 2 and Chesterfield are 4th at the minute. So 2 of those 3 games will be the next episode. If you did enjoy this fabulous episode, despite the defeat against champions in waiting Notts County, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know if I'm getting too excited by the players there. I think Haynes is fabulous at this level. I'm really excited about having him here, but am I just overreacting after last year? Or is it really a good squad? I believe it is. If you want to stay up to date and find out how we do this season, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back in a couple of days' time after a trip to Hemel Hempstead Town tomorrow. We're having a bit of a tougher time in our new league in that one, so please do come and check it out if you haven't already. There's a link to the Twitch channel in the eye above. We should have Cricket 19 content imminent. The game is due out today, and hopefully we'll have something before the weekend, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Links to all the playlists, the podcast and Twitch channel up in the eye above. But a big thank you for watching, your incredible support as always, and I'll see you next time for more big National League games.